The shutdown of XDefiant, the Ubisoft's Call of Duty, marks not only the end of a gaming project, but also an opportunity for a broader reflection on the state of the gaming industry, especially regarding major publishers like Ubisoft. After years of development, significant investments, and a lukewarm reception that never reached the desired level, the game's servers will soon shut down for good. This failure adds to a series of equally unfortunate titles, leaving Ubisoft to rely heavily on the future of Assassin's Creed and other Far Cry. But what does this tell us, really? Anyone closely observing the gaming market cannot help but notice one thing: saturation. Games like Call of Duty, Valorant, and Apex Legends already dominate the multiplayer shooter space, each with a loyal player base and millions of invested hours. Introducing a new contender in such a crowded field is not just a technical or commercial challenge. It requires a unique vision, something that truly stands out from the crowd. Asking players to leave behind well-established games where they've invested time, money, and often emotions for something new is like inviting someone to leave a comfortable, furnished home for an unknown, unfinished building. This cannot happen without a bold and distinctive offering. And XDefiant, with its strong resemblance to Call of Duty, didn't seem to have that. The gaming industry today appears trapped in a spiral of imitation and conformity. Big publishers seem more interested in chasing current trends than creating new ones. Ubisoft, once synonymous with innovation and boldness, has spent the last decade perfecting existing formulas. Vast open worlds filled with repetitive side quests and often forgettable stories. And yet, in its past, we find titles that shone with originality and freshness. Think of Rayman, Child of Light, or the recent attempt with Prince of Persia: The Lost Crown. These games, while not having the commercial reach of an Assassin's Creed, were examples of intelligent and personality-rich design. Why, then, are these gems abandoned? Perhaps because the risk of not achieving an immediate economic return is daunting. However, history teaches us that creativity and courage can pay off in the long run. Many of today's most beloved games, like The Legend of Zelda: Breath of the Wild or Hollow Knight, were created by defying conventions. Independent games, lacking the infinite resources of AAA publishers, are often forced to rely on innovative ideas to stand out. And here lies an important lesson. Titles like Hollow Knight, Celeste, Slay the Spire, or Undertale have proven that you don't need ultra-realistic graphics or multi-million-dollar budgets to create experiences that move, entertain, and leave a lasting impression on players. These games, while smaller in scale, are unafraid to take risks. They offer original gameplay mechanics, deep narratives, or simply designs that defy expectations. Their strength lies in not being bound by rigid standards or the fear of failure. An indie success, even if it sells less than a AAA blockbuster, can still be profitable thanks to lower production costs and the loyal community it builds. Ultimately, what makes a game memorable isn't necessarily its budget or the realism of its graphics, but the experience it offers. A game becomes a masterpiece when it manages to engage, evoke emotions, and entertain. It's not the 4K textures or ultra-detailed facial animations that make us fall in love, but the stories, challenges, and worlds that allow us to explore. The problem with major publishers like Ubisoft is precisely this. They've become more concerned with riding the wave than creating it. But players are not foolish, and the failure of titles like XDefiant demonstrates that copying existing formulas without innovation or passion cannot capture their hearts. Perhaps it's time for big studios to look at the indie world not just as a niche, but as a source of inspiration. Rediscovering creativity and taking risks on smaller yet original projects could be the key to regaining players' trust and building a sustainable future. The gaming world, like art in general, thrives when it dares. And today, more than ever, we need courage, not conformity. The lesson of XDefiant in this sense should serve as a warning. Innovation is hard, but standing still is the real doom.